Can I share something with you guys really quick? I should be no more than 15 minutes, so please bear with me. Let me grab my Bible. Oh, Lord, because I'm going to need this. And I hope you're listening, because I'm going to say this as loud and as clear and as clairvoyant as I possibly can. I want us to understand something. There's a lot of people out there that want to use you for your assistance, and then they want to dismiss you for your assignment. See, these people want your assistance, but they don't want your assignment. Your assignment don't help them, okay? Your assignment don't elevate them, it elevates you. But somebody got to be the scapegoat, right? What's that line? Get somebody else to do it. It won't be me, and it won't be you. See, you refuse to turn your gifting and your callings over to a person with a reprobate mind. See, God has his way of turning us over to our sinful ways. See, in Ezekiel 3, he told Ezekiel exactly what he would do to these people that fell in their iniquities, whether Ezekiel warned them or not. He said, I'm going to lay a stumbling block before them. And if we don't understand what a stumbling block is, let me explain it to you. A stumbling block is like something that people is going to constantly keep tripping over, because they're never going to gain knowledge and wisdom over that iniquity, over that sinful way, over that self-willed choice, life decision that they made. See, a stumbling block is like me. I'm going to tell my business for a hot second, because it don't matter. All that matters is I ain't doing it no more. God delivered me. There's a lot of things I used to do. I don't look like it. I don't look like what I've been through. I don't look like it, but I'm just going to tell you this so I can I want to touch somebody right now. I used to be gay. I used to be the masculine figure, if you will. I know, right? Me, I know, right? But anyway, I used to be gay. I had a couple of girlfriends, and I was always a masculine figure. And this is why I know women so well, and this is also why I know men so well, because I used to think like that. So there's only so much somebody can talk over my head and say and try to think that you get one over on me. Just because you can get one over on your wife, because I've been married for years and years and years, don't mean you're going to get one over on me. I'm not your wife. Just because you've been able to get a whole bunch of women up under your arm and up under your wing with the little foolishness that you be feeding them, guilt tripping and whatnot, don't mean you're going to do it with me. I'm not those women. I know how men think. Act like a lady, think like a man. That's me. Steve Harvey has something in mind of me. He didn't even know me. But if anybody heard the Strawberry Letter called Crazy in Love, that was me and my ex-husband. And never mind. Anyway, I used to be gay. I had girlfriends in the past. I played the masculine figure. I got so engrossed in one of those women, I seriously considered changing my sex. I know, right? Me. I'm such a lady. You would never think I would ever have that mindset, but I did. It's because God handed me over to a reprobate mind. He landed a stumbling block for me in my iniquity. Because even though I was going to church, even though I was worshiping God, even though I was doing things that I believed God wanted me to do, my heart was far from him. It was far from him. My lips spoke fond of him, but my heart was far from him. You understand what I'm saying? Just like it says in the Old Testament. And all the praising is nothing more than sounding brass. That's also what it says now in the New Testament. You do all that yelling and shouting and screaming and calling on this deity that you don't know much about. Because we don't want to know the truth of anything. We just want to think what we want to think. And we wondering why we keep going from car to car. We wondering why we get a certain amount of money, we still can't keep money in our account. We wondering why every time we get a good job, we screw it up. We lose it. And we back to the old financial struggles we've been trying to even pull ourselves out of since we had the job 3 months ago. Because God is going to allow our situations to fumble in our lives, slip through our fingers, to where we trying to invite people to do certain things just so we could get a few extra dollars in our pocket because we downloaded a new app. Anyway, this is what 1 Romans, starting at the 28th verse, says. Listen now. Listen now. Please hear this. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, as much as even though they did not like to retain God in their knowledge. So that means as much as people did not want to receive God in what they knew, okay, God gave them over to a reprobate mind, okay, to do those things which are not convenient. Let's go down a list of those things that were inconvenient. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, then deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. Okay? Disobedient to parents, that sounds familiar. 2 Timothy 3, right? Without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasures in them that do them. So these people are doing all of these things after God gave them over to their reprobate mind. They believed that all of these things that were not convenient was okay to do, all because they didn't receive God in the things that they didn't know, even in the midst of their iniquity. See, God has a way of allowing certain patterns in our life to remind us, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. It's like a whistle being blown in our life saying, over here, over here. I don't whistle very well, but you get the point. Over here, over here. And we just still keep doing these things that are not convenient. Why? Because as much as we did not retain God in our knowledge, we did not receive God in what we already knew. Okay? In our iniquities and in our purity, we didn't receive God. So everything that we were pure in now became more iniquity. You understand what I'm saying? Because God gave us over to a reprobate mind. It's like if you don't want to pull some of your purity, if you don't want to pull some of your iniquity and make some of it purity, at least be a work in progress of some kind so I can help you work out the rest. But this little bit of purity that you do have is now going to be contaminated because it's so much filled with iniquity. And you're not acknowledging me in any of this. You won't receive me to further fruit or water what you already have in purity, and then let it kind of flow over into the things of your iniquity. Purify your iniquity so that you can turn from your iniquity, because you can't turn from something bad and make it pure if you don't understand the ins and outs of it. So the stumbling block comes into play because now you can't receive me to realize how much you're doing wrong. So now I'm going to allow you to keep doing wrong. If you want to be like that, I'm going to let you be that way. See, we always got two different types of decisions that God let us make. We have our will that we can follow, and we have God's will that we can follow. Whatever we choose, we have the power of our own will to choose God or choose us. You understand? When we choose us, we choose a reprobate mind. When we choose us, we choosing strongholds. When we choose us, we choose generational curses. When we choose us, we choose a reprobate mindset. Now let me help. I'm going to try to put this together really quick. I got about 5-6 minutes. Paul, this is First Titus. This is Epistle of Paul to Titus. First chapter, first verse. Paul, a servant of God and an apostle of Jesus Christ, according to the faith of God's elect and the acknowledging of truth, which is after godliness. Okay. Paul, now I'm going to break this down. Paul, he is an official servant of God. He is an official apostle of Jesus Christ. According to what? Because how? According to the faith of God's elect, the power of eklektos. That is the Greek word for God's elect. Okay? When God chooses you, when he ostracizes you, when he sets you apart for his use, that is the power of eklektos. Paul understood that he was a servant of God and an apostle of Jesus Christ because he believed wholeheartedly. He had deep-rooted faith that was unshakable, unmovable, unwavering faith. That he was under the power of eklektos when he knew he was a servant of God and an apostle of Jesus Christ. And we all know that an apostle is nothing more than a graduated disciple of being Christ's follower. Right? And the acknowledging of the truth, which is after godliness. That part told me, if you're not chasing the truth, you're not chasing after God. If you don't want the truth, you don't want God. You understand? He said, so it's not only him knowing that he's under the power of eklektos that confirmed him being a servant of God and an apostle of Jesus Christ, but also the fact that he acknowledged the truth because he acknowledged God. Ain't that amazing? So you got all of these things that makes up the recipe of you being God's chosen. Knowing you are God's chosen. Acknowledging the truth and the God that gave it to you. Because we all have the ability to know what we want to know, but it means nothing if what we know is not the truth. You could swipe up and down with reels and shorts and videos all we want until your thumb is blue. If you want to know all of this stuff, you got all these mental and psychological downloads, intellectual downloads, and you have no spiritual, you really don't know nothing because you know so much. You're not consulting any of that through Holy Spirit or to God. So he can be able to put power on it, put bait on the hook for you and help you understand, connect the dots, make sense of some things, make the math. We don't want to do that. We just, well, when you put the cymbal with the drum, it does make this sound, so we should make that a part of the drum set. That's a reprobate mind. You know a snare drum don't go with a cymbal. They do, but that's when you got two drumsticks. Not to put one on top of the daggone snare and think you're going to make a whole nother instrument. How dumb do you sound? Yes, it's a great thing to make inventing things, but there's nothing wrong with a snare being by itself, and there's nothing wrong with a cymbal being by itself. How silly would that look if we sat here and accepted a whole instrument with a cymbal and a snare put together? Now they two different cymbals making one sound, as if they don't already do enough by themselves. See, we got to understand we do bad all by ourselves. We don't need other people fooling with our minds, okay? Twisting our reality, okay? Making us rethink our identity in Christ Jesus. We don't need that because we run the risk of allowing reprobate minds to control us. You understand? See, 2 Timothy 3rd chapter, the 7th verse says that we were always and forever learning, but never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Okay? Everything that we read over here in the 1st chapter of Romans and everything that's read in 2 Timothy 3rd chapter are all characteristics of a narcissist. There's a particular name for a particular person in the Old Testament that had the characteristics of a narcissist. If you don't know, I'm going to tell you, it was Jezebel. Okay, the queen of Jezreel, Ahab's wife, okay, one of Satan's demons, if you will. You understand? Jezebel and the narcissist have very similar traits. Every Jezebel is a narcissist. No questions asked, okay? Every Jezebel is a narcissist. But here's the somewhat good side. Every narcissist is not a Jezebel. But I'm going to get into that in a whole nother video. I think my time is up. But the reason why I bring this up, because there's some people that's going to try to give you some type of, let me put it like this. I bring all this up because we understand what a cease and desist letter is, right? It's a court-ordered, drafted document, okay, with a court order seal and a judge's signature. And then a motion being made that somebody stop doing what they're doing immediately, okay? Some of us have to serve these people a cease and desist letter in the spirit. Let them know, just by you standing there looking at them, you need to stop what you're doing. See, sometimes you could do a lot more with your actions than you can do with your words. Everybody say that actions speak louder than words, okay? And you stare at somebody long enough, they will start to get into this realm of a picture worth 1,000 words. You understand? A good Kodak moment, where they can almost read your mind because they're looking at the windows to your soul. They see the fire burning in your pupils, you understand? And they immediately see the fire of conviction, not condemnation, conviction. If they can feel condemned, that's their problem. Our job is not to condemn, because we don't judge. You judge somebody when you condemn them. We can convict, but we're not judging, which means we're not condemning. Conviction is not condemnation. And people will try to make you feel bad for rebuking them. And it's funny, because these same people that be quick to point the finger and say, oh, I'm just telling you this because you need to know I love you. You need to hear me out. That's your problem. You don't want to. Wait a minute now. Now I can accept your rebuke. But are you able to keep that energy when I want to love on you by correcting you? See, these people don't want that. They want to be kept on their reprobate minds of thinking. You understand? They want to keep thinking what they want to think, how they want to think. And then they mad because they keep doing the same mistake over and over and over and over again. Then they get tired of it and they don't know how to get out of it. But they've been in it so long. They've been getting so many opportunities. And after a while, God is going to stop knocking on that door. You understand? So we got to be like, you know what? I'm going to leave you where you at. I met you where you were. Now I got to leave you where you are. Because you won't change, baby. You acting crazy. You won't be better. You won't do better. You won't act like you don't have a resource or even a source, because God is the source and God creates resource. You understand? God creates resource, but he is the source. And some people are so quick to cry out to resource. And that's why we're so good at fighting for a title and dismiss our talent, forgetting that title is given by man. Talent is given by God. And it's the talent that we should be fighting for, rather than a title that a man can easily try to give and then take back because they feel like we're held at their mercy. You see, going to hold anything that we want over our heads to make us do what they want us to do. Always dangling that carrot in front of our face. Well, I guess you don't want this then, because you won't jump high enough. You understand? You could jump high enough and all you'll do is bite, you just be able to reach it with your hands. You can't even get a good bite and taste of the carrot. You just hungry. And you hungry for one thing, but they using your hunger. They using your hunger to deplete your energy, to help them and show other people, oh, I got control over you more than you think. And you got to be very careful with the narcissist and the Jezebel, because they will do this. And it's sad, because mostly men do this to women. And they don't do it. That's why they stick around. All intelligent men are not good men. Just remember that moving forward. I hope that blessed you. My God. As much as pondering all of those things blesses me. I love every single one of you. God bless you and God keep you.